I walked out of the restaurant. I felt very sad. Another bad date. Another night alone. The man I just met was not right for me. He talked only about money. He didn't ask about my life. He looked at his phone all the time. I wanted to go home and cry. My father died 1 year ago. He was my only family. Now I was completely alone. I tried to find someone to love. I went on many dates, but nobody was right. Every date made me feel more lonely. I walked slowly down the street. The city was full of people, but I felt invisible. Everyone had someone. Everyone belonged somewhere. I belonged nowhere. An old man was walking in front of me. He moved slowly. His back was bent. His white hair looked just like my father's hair. My heart stopped for a second. He looked just like my dad from behind. I wanted to run to him. I wanted to call Dad, but I knew it was not him. My father was gone forever. The old man stopped at a white van. The van was full of old people. They were all talking and laughing. A nurse was helping them get inside. As the old man got into the van, something fell from his pocket. It hit the ground with a small sound. "Sir, sir," I called to him. "You dropped something." But he didn't hear me. The van was noisy. All the old people were talking loudly. The van started to move. I ran toward it. "Wait, stop," I shouted. The van drove away. I was too late. I looked down at the ground. There was a brown wallet. It was old and worn. I picked it up. I needed to find out who he was. I needed to return it to him. I opened the wallet carefully. Inside, there were a few dollar bills. There were some old photos. I saw a young woman in the photos. She looked like me. She had dark hair and brown eyes, just like me. Then I found a card. It was a membership card for Sunset Nursing Home. The old man's name was written on it. Robert Miller. I took a taxi to Sunset Nursing Home. It was a big white building with a garden. Old people sat outside in wheelchairs. Some were walking slowly with nurses. I went to the front desk. A young nurse smiled at me. "Can I help you?" she asked. "I found this wallet," I said. "It belongs to Robert Miller. He dropped it on the street."
"Oh, Mr. Miller,"
the nurse said.
"He's in the garden. Follow me."
We walked through long halls. The walls were painted yellow. Everything smelled like medicine and flowers. We went outside to the garden. I saw him sitting alone on a bench. He was feeding birds with small pieces of bread.
"Mr. Miller,"
the nurse called.
"someone is here to see you."
The old man looked up. When he saw me, his eyes opened wide. His face changed completely.
"Emily,"
he said. His voice was full of joy.
"Emily, my daughter, you came back."
I froze. He thought I was his daughter. The nurse looked confused. "I'm not," I started to say, but then I saw his face. He looked so happy, so alive. His eyes were bright with tears of joy.
"I knew you would come back,"
he said.
"I waited for you every day."
He stood up slowly. and hugged me. His arms were thin but warm. He smelled like my father used to smell, old books and coffee. I said nothing. I gave him the wallet and went back to the nurse desk. He stayed on the bench, still smiling. I asked the nurse about Mr. Miller.
Mr. Miller has Alzheimer's disease.
The nurse explained.
He forgets things. He thinks you are his daughter, Emily.
Where is his real daughter? I asked. The nurse looked sad.
She hasn't visited him for 3 years. She lives far away. She's too busy with her own life.
My heart broke. This old man was waiting for a daughter who never came.
He asks about her every day.
The nurse continued.
He sits by the window and waits. Today is the first time I've seen him really happy.
I looked back at Mr. Miller. He was still smiling. He kept looking at me like I was the most precious thing in the world. I walked back to Mr. Miller. I didn't know what to do.
Emily,
He said when he saw me.
sit with me. Tell me about your life.
I sat next to him on the bench. His hand found mine. It was warm and soft.
I missed you so much.
He said.
Every day I missed you.
Tears filled my eyes. This man needed love. He needed family, just like me. I missed you too, I heard myself say. It was a lie, but it was also true. I had missed having a father. I had missed being someone's daughter. We sat together and talked. He told me stories about when I was little. Of course, they were stories about his real daughter, but I listened like they were about me. He told me about teaching me to ride a bike, about reading bedtime stories to me, about my first day of school. It felt like I was getting some of my childhood back, pieces I had lost when my father died. When it was time to leave, Mr. Miller hugged me again.
Will you come back?
He asked. His eyes looked scared. Yes, I said. I'll come back. And I meant it. I visited Mr. Miller every Saturday and Sunday. To him, I was Emily. To me, he became the father I had lost. I brought him flowers. I read books to him. We walked in the garden together. I listened to his stories again and again. Sometimes he forgot who I was. Sometimes he called me by other names. But most of the time, I was Emily, his beloved daughter. The nurses told me I was doing something wonderful. They said Mr. Miller was happier than he had been in years. But the truth was, he was helping me more than I was helping him. I wasn't lonely anymore. I had someone who loved me, someone who was happy to see me, someone who called me daughter. Every Sunday night, when I left the nursing home, Mr. Miller would wave goodbye from his window. He would smile and blow kisses.
See you next week, Emily.
He would call, and I would call back. See you next week, Dad. I found a wallet on the street and lost my loneliness. Would you do the same as Emily? If you enjoyed this story, like, subscribe, and click the bell for more English stories that help you learn and practice English every week. Lesson of the day, date. In romantic contexts, like in this story, a date means a meeting with someone you like. You go out together to talk, eat, or have fun. Examples from the story. Another bad date. I went on many dates. Every date made me feel more lonely. More examples. I have a date tonight at 7. Our first date was at a coffee shop. That was the best date of my life.